Brought to you by Gulfstream Park.
Hold the Mayo. It's time for Mike Mayo's Lunchbox. Find out what's being served with Mike, Defo and Lubie, the only show that covers food, sports, and the proper maintenance of your car. And now, a man who had the distinction of having an entire health clinic named in his honor, Mike Mayo.
I want the frim flam sauce with the awesome fave with shafafa on the side.
Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to another edition of Mike Mayo's Lunchbox. We're wrapping up the week, but we're kicking off the festivities. I proclaim here and now the beginning of Jeff DeForest's 72nd birthday gala extravaganza week commences right now. As soon as I hit the button, I hit the paste, I hit the post, and here we are. We're almost.
What do you got in there, Mike Mayo?
I got a little Bloody Mary. I'm back. My stomach is back in its
Didn't
steel.
take you long to recover.
Iron cast steel, whatever you want to call it, usual shape. Yesterday was a little rough. I don't know if it was a stomach bug or something I ate. Such are the hazards of being the
I'm
gambling
going to go
gourmet.
with something you ate. The odds are in favor of that. Yeah. More so than any kind of disease.
Could be everything I ate.
Could be a combination thereof.
I started texting Michelle yesterday when I was under the weather because I gave her something that I had that I thought might have been the culprit. Some duck fat hash browns that I had at a place.
Okay, yeah, well, sometimes that'll happen with duck fat.
I gave the leftovers to her and Natalia after I got done for the evening. She had some. She had no ill effects. So when I said, I think it was the duck fat that got me, she goes, no, it was your whole entire lifestyle that has basically
she could have just left out the duck.
Yeah.
Just if she was being typical of the conversations, it sounds like the tone of the conversations you guys have.
Well, here we are.
Yeah,
we're at Gulfstream.
It's a celebratory day. We don't want to talk about duck fat or pain or agony.
No, today is all about pleasure and degeneracy.
Yes.
And we've got some fans in the house. Vegas Steve is here. He wanted to drop by and see what
he's one of a kind. My son's in Vegas.
Was all about. Vegas, he's in Vegas. You're going to Atlantic City.
Yes.
We're here at Gulfstream Park where there's all the action any degenerate needs or any regular, nice, upstanding individual citizen needs because you can have a fine lunch here.
Well, and you got
not even have to bet the races.
You got racetracks. You got simulcasting. They know how to do it right here. Sometimes you got to, pull teeth to get the right setup in simulcasting parlors, even though they have, enough experience that they should know what the fans want. But they take care of you here at Gulfstream Park.
Oh, no, they take great care of us, and they'll take great care of you as well. I mean, come on out because
I'm glad your dream didn't come to fruition either. I thought we were going to be greeted at the door by Dave Joseph.
No, he's not here yet. And I was going to tell Dave about I had an anxiety dream, but everything is good.
Don't
you know what?
It.
That was this morning. We're done with that. It's all good. We're here at Gulfstream, as we are every Friday, and we're going to be having another 10 Palms Sunday brunch contest later in the show. We're not going to get to it just yet. Lubie is wandering the halls here. I think he's going to put in our
massive order.
Putting in our lunch order.
I think he forgot about me though.
No, I think he knows what you got. You all, you're going to be in celebration mode. I think you're going on caviar and steak and lobster, or maybe just the lobster roll.
No, I broke down last night. I had a little Chinese food, the first time in a while, because I have to say I had a Mayo type of deflation episode where
I told you. Lubie, did I not predict this? So what happened?
Well, I don't know. I mean, I'd been, doing my thing and
your thing being
really, really good.
Trying to eat healthy and lose weight.
Eating well.
I was trying to lose weight, and it looked like it was going in the right direction. And then all of a sudden, I had a mysterious weigh-in. I might have moved the scale to a different spot or something.
Where was this weigh-in?
This was at my house.
His
I thought I was going to weigh in at the doctor's office.
Okay, the doctor's office is always unforgiving because they don't even give you the 3 to 5 pound weight allowance anymore for clothes and cell phones and keys.
So I go in there in flip-flops, the flimsiest pair of shorts that I have, which I have many of, and then the thinnest of T-shirts. But it turned out I never had to step on the scale there. It was a beautiful thing.
But you just deflated yourself by stepping on the scale
at home. I don't know. Somehow I found 5 pounds that I thought I had lost and thought I was losing another 3. And I really hadn't done anything to create that kind of situation. I mean, if anything, it should have been way lower because I was coming off a massive.
Can I ask for numbers, or are you going to give me Trump-like numbers and say just make up something that's like 100
I was
pounds
weighing
less?
it at 225.
Oh, that's pretty good.
He's a taller guy.
It's not great. Yeah. I mean, I was as high as 267 at one point.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's chunky.
My high weight. That was flat out fat.
My high weight was 258, and I'm shorter than you.
Yeah. I didn't carry the 265 very well because it hit me actually at the Super Bowl. I was in Miami. Lubie and I were lining up to go to a Radio Row event, and the station, because we would have had a long drive and an early hour in the morning, offered us a hotel room for the night. Lubie went home, and I'm in this hotel room, and I was struggling. This was a couple of years ago, to get to the last notch on my belt.
Oh, jeez.
Oh no,
So,
That's the worst. The belt really is like.
that was the realization. That
there's
was
two
it.
things
I
involving.
mean, I was strapping that thing in like it was. You almost have to ask for the seatbelt
well,
extender
that's
on
the two
plane.
things
Yeah,
that
yeah.
you know you're in trouble. One, when you get to the last thing on your own
On
belt,
Yeah.
and number two, when you are on an airplane flight
And you got to suck it
need
in
to get
Yeah.
the belt extender.
You're strapping
You
it
actually
in
had
around your
this? Yeah, I
chest.
didn't know.
Yeah,
I've
yeah,
never
yeah.
seen
I've
someone
never
actually-
had to do
okay,
that,
okay.
thankfully, because I haven't hit total bottom yet.
You haven't been traveling, yeah. You
That's
haven't
it.
flown
I
anywhere
don't
in the
know.
air that I know of.
No, I was getting close to the edge there.
No, the seatbelt extender. I mean, imagine this: you have your eyes on the hot, because I don't know what it is, but being on planes, I'm not sure it's the case anymore. I used to always trigger the endorphins that are surrounded with like sexuality, right? Because
Yes.
you're eyeballing the flight attendant, and you're thinking,
Well, I don't know about that. And not if I'm with,
always looked
Mustang or-
extremely appealing to me coming up and down the aisle there.
even when you're walking with your wife down the aisle. That might explain why there have been
I
several
mean,
wives.
Even
Several
as you're
wives.
going to marry your wife, what are you talking about? You're on your way to Vegas to tie the
Vegas.
knot. And next thing
He's
you know,
awful.
you're like in love with the
He's
flight
Defo.
attendant. I didn't say I was successful in these ventures,
But you keep trying,
but
and that's
then you have
admirable.
to ask that same woman that you were eyeballing in a sort of sensual
Eyeballing being
fashion.
the key. The eye.
Yes,
is
and you have to ask her for the seatbelt extender. That's it. It's
No,
over.
then
The
it's
party's
over.
over, my friend. That's a
Um,
deal breaker with most women.
Well, such are the hazards of hanging out around the lunchbox because we do tend to get well fed around these parts, and we do
Oh,
tend
no
to
doubt.
have all these remote shows. And it seems like all the chefs are playing a game of who can slaughter Mayo, Defo, and Lubie the best. Because
Wow, yesterday.
last week
Wow.
we're at Delaware, and it's like platters upon platters of all these gut-busting hot dogs and burgers and salmon and
It's
shrimp.
been a trip. this
And
year.
then yesterday we go out to Aruba Beach Cafe, and Chris Nealon, the chef there, longtime chef, great guy,
Wow.
sweetheart of a guy, and boom, that beautiful spread of seafood boil and that poisson. That was an
That was
interesting
really
dish.
nice.
The Tahitian
that was great.
poisson. I forget.
Well,
what
it
the
was
full name-
tuna. I
but
mean,
it's
it
like
was like
raw
nice chunks of
marinated
tuna.
tuna.
It looked like it was going to be
milk.
real mayonnaise, but it
Yep.
wasn't.
No,
Yeah.
it was
It was not.
coconut milk,
Yeah.
not mayonnaise, because
Yeah.
I don't like those creamy mayonnaise. I'm
No,
a,
that would have been a little much.
Like it
Too
looked heavy,
much
but it was very
mayo.
light.
too much mayo. I'm a self-hating condiment. I don't like too
Do
much
you like
mayo.
creamed herring by any
Yeah,
That's what it looked
You
like.
do?
I do like creamed herring. When I'm in Holland and
creamed
it's
herring.
herring season and they
Oh,
have these
good.
little
Well, when I'm in
stands.
Holland, I
You're
always
talking about a
thought, what am
deli.
I
You're
in
talking about
Holland?
the
What are you
Jewish
talking about
version
when
of
I'm in
creamed
Holland?
herring.
Oh,
like
that
a
fresh
deli.
herring and cream and onion sandwich. Onions. That's what
My
they say
mother
there.
loved that kind of stuff.
It's like the hot dog stands in New York and the herring stands in
Oh, yeah.
Amsterdam are the same because there's a guy that says onions. Onions.
It's the way you said it that made it even more appealing. Onions.
So here we are, and again, should be a disclaimer on this show, as there is when I mark new, I guess, landmark occasions on the Let's Eat South Florida Facebook group. I always attach the warning that this group may be habit forming and can lead to weight gain, or probably will lead to weight gain.
Well, and that's okay. You know what? I mean, as long as you're eating really good food, which we have been, it's all right. But I threw in a towel. I ended up at the China Wok.
That's
General Chow's chicken and a chicken fried rice.
not
and, I ate a lot of
May's
it.
Kitchen. May's Kitchen is on the
May's
outs.
Kitchen. I prefer this place to May's Kitchen by a small
Quality
margin.
of the food, is it the level of
Uh,
grease,
a little of
the,
everything. Yeah, I mean
the fact they don't charge for the Chinese mustard?
they happily hand you over a little
That's
Chinese
it.
mustard. thing.
That's
Yeah,
it.
yeah,
He's
yeah.
such a.
It's not Chinese mustard. It's the house.
The
You're
mustard.
really
house
turning
mustard.
into a grumpy old man.
No,
It's
he
like,
goes
No,
very
I mean, there's
specific
some
in
things that
certain
are
things,
offensive
yeah.
to me, no matter how minimal the price is.
I
And
concur.
I'm not like the guy that won't just throw an extra 10
but
into the
you've
fire
learned
there.
the you've learned the tricks. We've discussed this before. When you go, you have a local Chinese place, and you've started a relationship. You don't ask for the house mustard and the hot oil until after you pay and throw a couple of bucks in the tip jar.
Yes.
Once you've tipped them, they're not going to charge
Be
you
more
the 50
friendly,
cents.
No,
yeah.
no.
And you're going to tip them anyway because
Yeah.
that's the way you roll.
I do it.
Defensive
Yeah, yeah.
good.
So don't
now,
ask.
what kind of percentage do you tip on Chinese takeout? That's a good question.
It's 10%.
You do percentage? Oh, you do actually
10%.
a percentage?
10%.
Okay, so
Throw
the
in a
thing's
couple bucks.
Yeah, no, I mean, I usually get
$2.50 on 25
combo
is,
dinner.
yeah.
Oh, actually, no, I'm more generous than that. I give
$5.
draw a five in no matter
I
what.
give two if it's like a $12 order and a
You don't
five
see a lot of
if it's
fives
anything
in
above
the jars.
I
Right?
throw a couple bucks.
Yeah.
You guys
Again,
are way
you
better.
know,
I
I've
throw
got-
them like $3. I feel
Pick
like
up,
a
I'm
gentleman.
weird about. I drove there to
Yeah.
get the food, so I'm weird about like going by percentage. Restaurant, you served me. I think you deserve 20% up, usually 25 to 30% nowadays. Pick up to me, they get an hourly wage, and I'm sure it's not a great hourly wage, but I
Well,
don't think about percentages.
a
when I
lot
do
of
pickup.
times it's the owners, like especially in a Chinese takeout joint, it's the owners and the family operating it. That it's not like they
Yeah.
have other people.
Major staff.
So,
hired
some restaurants, though, you
staff.
go to, like if you go to a high-end place and you're taking food out. I used to actually use the Cafe Mex as kind of like, I mean, not to equate the food with it, but like a fast food restaurant, because I was frequently ordering a lot of dinners there and taking them out, bringing them back home for parties I was having. And,
you were catering parties from Cafe Mex. You must have been.
I was rolling. I was
making
pretty
Devo
a
did
flush.
pretty
well.
penny
Devo's
back
parties
in the
were
day.
This
fun.
was before the Argentine tango takedown. Then I changed my entire approach.
Just Google
But I mean,
Jeff
because there was a
DeForest
lot of
and,
preparation involved in making this food, ready to go, I would, and the way that they presented it was always really good. I would throw like a more appropriate tip in the, for the people that were putting the food together.
and tipping is a huge topic that always seems to generate a lot of back and forth on the
It's
Let's
a good
Eat
question,
group.
though. I mean, people feel guilty.
No, I actually
It's a
am
good
curious.
question.
Yeah.
Also, people lie tremendously because
Yeah.
everybody in the Let's Eat is the most generous
best tipper
person in the
ever.
world,
Yeah.
and they'll shame people if it's anything less than 40%. It's like I leave 100% tip. No, I mean these
Yeah.
people that are on there that are trying to be big mouths. I mean,
markers.
let's face it. When most times the baseline now is 20%. If
Yes.
you're given 15%, you got to get into the 21st
You're a
century.
weasel at that point.
Yeah.
Do you legislate it depending on? I get it if it's great, maybe you go to 30, whatever. But like, I never am like, well, the service was bad, so I'm going to give you a bad. Like to me, I'm giving you 20% regardless of what happens, and just depending on where I am, how nice it is, maybe is how high I'll go. But like, I don't really depend on how good or bad. I don't know. Like, I grew up with my grandfather was weird about that, but like,
Look,
I've never done that.
I started a baseline, but if a place is extra special and extra nice, I'll go to the 25% or throw them $100 bill at the end when it's like, because cash is king, especially among service staff. They love getting that cash tip
You don't
money.
have to wait. And
That is like receiving a high level award when a waiter gets $100 tip on a check that doesn't really merit
$300, $400.
that level,
If you give them $100 a bill on
$400 check, you got to throw the guy the other
25%,
Yeah.
and then you subtract. I know everybody's honest and is going to
You're
record.
subtracting tax and
Will
stuff
record
like that.
all their transactions to the
Andy said
IRS.
it depends on how high.
heavy do you do
Oh, wait.
calculations?
You
on this?
actually do that these days. You don't want to mess
No.
around.
I would say this though. Where did 18% come from? Because that's usually the first thing
It
that
came-
you see suggested on the hey, here's your suggested gratuity, and I put 18%, which is an oddball number,
Right,
isn't
but
it?
it came from a place where in the old days where 15% was like the low standard
Yeah.
and 20% was considered good,
20 used to
and
be
people
considered generous.
who would be offended that they would put on an automatic gratuity would like hit the roof if it was an auto grat of 20%. So they made, I guess,
they made it
the
better,
powers that be that program these systems or that come up with automatic gratuity policies said 18%. That'll not totally send these people to the moon.
Yeah.
And the regular people who still will tip 20% will throw a couple of extra bucks and shekels onto the tab to bring it up to the 20 or the 22%.
It's an odd number. Yeah.
I feel like 22% is now the standard. Now, this finally brings us to the topic that I wanted to tackle earlier in the week.
Uh-oh.
That was the big
Cheapskates?
brouhaha on Let's Eat last weekend, where a woman was kind of outraged and incensed that a place in Fort Lauderdale called Milk Money. It's mainly a bar, but they have some, food and light bites. But apparently she went out with a group of, I don't know how many, but after they split, they didn't ask for separate checks at the beginning of the night. They asked to split the check at the end of the night.
Okay.
And they split the check. This woman's portion ended up being $45 and change, right?
Okay.
And then it has the suggested tip guide at the bottom.
Right.
Well, she wanted to give a word of warning to everybody, and she was fairly upset because the automatic tip guide at the bottom didn't correspond with her actual figure. it was based on the whole bill, which was like $100.
Oh,
So it
that's
was showing $20. I mean, it was showing 20% as being $20. And then
a minor indiscretion that you could have solved.
you can
yourself.
change it
Yeah.
yourself.
not only
right?
that, no. It wasn't even an autograd. It was not
That's what I'm
automatically
saying. You
added.
can get whatever you
It
want.
was a slip, a credit
suggestion.
card slip
Okay, yeah.
that showed her share at $45, and then it had a blank for the tip, and then it had in printing on the receipt the printing tip guide.
You have made this woman the poster child for fetching on Let's Eat South Florida.
Well, because
Because
I
it was
just
weird
think,
that she got mad that
okay,
they
let me ask
do
you
your
this.
own math.
Do you know
it's
how
easy
to?
math.
It's simple, as somebody pointed out. It's not even math; it's arithmetic, which is lower than math. It's just simple addition and multiplication. Let me ask you this: if you get a menu,
Yes,
and you say, and you look at the thing that says hamburger, and you order hamburger,
right.
Wait, that's a bad analogy.
You're like Barry Sheck when you get to this line of questioning. You really are. What do you think about that,
He's
Mr.
like all over
Fondant?
the.
It's like,
If you point to the thing that says chicken
DNA?
sandwich,
yeah,
Yes.
and yet somehow they bring out a burger. This analogy makes no sense. But
Okay.
I'm trying to say, if like you should be able to read a menu and understand that when you point to something, it corresponds with the thing that you
oh,
want.
look
Like,
at this.
'cause-
Wow.
There we
Hey,
go.
What do you got?
how are you? Good afternoon.
French dip.
It's always
already
good to
food
see
here?
you.
My
That's
goodness,
it. We
yeah.
got the French dip for me.
Look
We've
at you.
got some sliders and
Oh, wow.
got a lobster roll for birthday
Lobster
boy.
roll. Nice. Wow, look at that thing. How beautiful are these young ladies, by the way?
Everybody is gorgeous.
unbelievable, yeah.
I mean, everybody is doing their job. Thank you very much. It's a pleasure
Very
to be
good.
here as usual.
Oh, beautiful.
Beautiful. Thank
Thank
you.
He may want
So
to order some food.
I
too as well.
ordered the French dip.
Our friend over here, I think.
You
may
got
wanna
the
order some.
sliders. If Steve wants
Over
something,
here, I
we'll
think.
whatever he wants.
Lobster
Put
roll
it
is
on a tab.
spectacular.
And so my bottom line is this: when you go to a restaurant, you have some basic responsibilities. One is
Yeah.
being able to read, and another one is able to do simple arithmetic. Defo, what's 20% of 45?
$9.
$9. What do you
Right
do?
here.
How do you get there? It's like 4.5 times
450
2.
times 2, yeah.
450 times 2. You
so
know
much.
some basic math that, your tip of 20% on a $50 tab would be $10.
$10.
Because it's just double the 5.
Yeah.
You should know these basic math things when you're going out to eat. And you shouldn't be depending on some computer printout to tell you what's 20% of whatever the number on your tab is. You should be able to do that with your own head or a calculator, and that every iPhone has now, just as you should be able to tell the difference between a chicken and a burger on a menu. You should be able to have some basic
Oh, your analogy
literacy.
finally worked.
There it worked. Okay, thank you. I went about it the wrong way.
Look,
I
the
came in from
suggested
the-
thing,
Came in this
I get the
way.
point of it because for
It was
some
a
reason
noble attempt, though.
people
I mean,
can't do simple
yeah.
math. Like they actually take out calculators, which I never
Well,
understood that.
It's one thing to
But it does. You don't. Again, don't get mad that it's there. Like that's on you that you fell for. You, I guess, fell for it or followed it.
And
Like
I don't even think it was okay. The woman,
I just
I
think
guess
that's
her
weird.
issue was that she pointed it out to the manager, saying, "Hey, the tip guide is incorrect on split checks because it's showing the
That's a
suggested
ridiculous
guide
complaint.
for the total."
Yeah.
And the guy said, "Yeah, we've been aware of it. We're trying to reprogram our POS system, and we haven't been able to figure it out." And then the woman and everybody in the group became more incensed. Like, aha, they knew about it for days, and they didn't do it. Even Andy Man was siding with, well, the place knew about it, and that's kind of
But
shady.
it's a suggested
Yeah,
tip.
but
It's
did
not
they
like
say you had to
factored
do it?
in.
No one held
Yeah.
a gun to it. Like I don't
Sure.
understand. Like you don't have to give any tip if you really
It's
don't
like
want
when
to.
you
Like,
lose your sunglasses and you're running around the house and you're going, "My God, where the hell are my sunglasses? I can't believe it. I
It's on
can't
your
go
head.
out. The sun's going to be right in my face," and they're on your head.
There's some basic responsibilities, I
Yeah.
think, when you go out to eat. When you go to a bank, you count your own money, and then if they come up with a figure that's different, you make them count it again. I mean, it just seems like everybody, the word entitled gets thrown around a lot.
That's an insane one, though, because they were
Because why get
gracious enough
mad?
to split the check, which is fine, and there's nothing wrong with that. And many times they go out with another couple or whatever, and you're sitting there, and then, I mean, it's more of a social debate where, does the other couple look at you because you had 2 bottles of wine and say, "Hey, I ain't split"?
see, that's my thing. My wife
Well,
is
that's
big on. She can't stand the splitting. You just put in cards, and I actually hate that.
Yeah.
I don't. I think you should.
At that
As long
point,
as they're
just
willing to
ask for
do
separate
it,
checks, yeah.
Why not just get separate? Like, why is it so
I
bad
think
to get separate checks
if
if they're
people-
willing?
If
they're
people
willing.
are going out in like groups that include not family members or friends, you should only hang out with people who have the same mindset as you. Don't go out with teetotalers if you like getting the fancy Camus. Don't go out with the fancy wine drinkers if you like to just have a
How
soda.
about red wine drinkers? Heavy red wine drinkers versus white wine drinkers.
Everybody should get the
You may
same
be
price
the
bottle.
only. You may be the only couple that's drinking the white wine. How about that, Mike Mayo?
Well, then you should get the white
Separate
wine.
checks, my friend.
Separate checks. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, you
Yeah,
could do that.
I don't want to tell someone what they have to or not have to eat, but again, when you are sharing a check with people, some of us are actually considerate, and like saying, I don't want to get way off the board, but that's not fair to me. If I want to get
Get a
this,
separate check.
that's what
it.
I'm. That's,
Life's too short to argue
I don't
over
know,
20
it's
bucks.
just
That's the way
weird
I
to
look
wait a
at
minute,
it.
yeah, if it's 20, but I mean, if it factors
Especially-
into like you're paying 200 for an appetizer and a half.
yeah,
glass
that's
of
my
wine,
problem sometimes.
Yeah.
Who
Like,
got the chowder today?
I got the chowder,
So,
and it's, if you know,
I'm
I
not
kept the
gonna-
top on it.
I'm not going to sip
Was there
it.
another one coming?
No,
I
no
thought
one
you-
else
I
wanted
thought
to
Defo
order the
wanted
chowder.
one.
You wanted
That's
lobster roll.
what I was going to do. Yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
well,
yeah.
maybe the two of you can split
I'm
it.
not sharing it. I'll
No,
get
no,
Defo.
that's fine.
I'll
You
get
can have
Defo
it.
a
You
clam
can have it.
chowder.
I'm okay.
All right.
I got to say, my.
Hey,
I'll
I
get
tell
Defo
you what,
clam
I thought
chowder.
I was going to get the French dip. These little sliders look so luscious. I'm going to dive in on
How
one
about
of
just
these
10
right now.
palms,
That's
though,
it.
Mike
I'm
Mayo?
gonna
I
get a
mean,
little-
never mind all this etiquette, because you know what?
what etiquette?
That's an unfortunate
Look at
thing.
that. Putting it
That
right on
was
there.
that was the most popular thread about this, split check thing, where a suggested tip might have been out of whack with reality because the computer didn't factor in that they split the check, which is crazy. I mean, when you really get down to it. So
Well, and his point was, if they knew, the least they could do is just tell people. But to me, why would I care?
but nobody's
I
making you
obviously
pay
it's
that
not
tip
my
anyway, yeah.
tip. Exactly. Obviously, if it's
Yeah,
$20 on 40, that's not my tip unless I want to be uber generous.
I
Like
get
I think it's weird to get angry
I
about.
get accused of being elitist and condescending sometimes, but
No,
again,
no, a lot of the times.
Yeah.
You are very good.
it's probably, and it's true, because I'm saying if you can't figure out 20% on your own or with the help of your iPhone
I
calculator,
mean, simple math. I'm sorry.
Or realize that
or
that
simple
number doesn't
arithmetic,
add up.
whatever
That,
you
that
wanna call
number
it.
doesn't
Yeah.
compute.
I mean, then I'm sorry. Then it's on you. Then you deserve what you get.
I'm not calling
okay?
you dumb for asking. You're allowed to do what you want. I don't care about
I'm
that.
calling them dumb.
You
if
are.
can't
I'm
come up
not
with
doing that.
20%
My
of-
wife is not a
of
great
$70.
mathematician.
It's 20% of $70.
That would be $14.
That's right.
Yeah.
20% of $52.
That would be $10.40.
There you go. This guy
It's-
is sharp.
But he's also a track guy, and he's great with numbers as well
He's
as anyone
72
I
and
know.
he sucks
If an
on the
exacta
jellyfish
pays,
every day for the
28.60 and you have it 3.5 times, what do you get back? That's
That's
when
the
it starts
truth,
to
man.
get complicated. And you're also down 60 at the time. How much are you up?
And if you want to do a 50-cent try where you single one horse in a 6-horse field, how much is that?
One horse, you're singling on top?
Yeah.
Okay, so that would
Six-horse
be
field.
$20.
Yeah, 5 times 4.
Yeah,
It's 1 times 5 times
for
4.
a dollar try.
Yeah, dollar try would be 20. 50
It's 30
cents
if
would be
it's 7
10.
horses. It goes up
15 if
exponentially.
it's
Yeah.
7. Okay, now we're
Now you're way
definitely-
off
we've
track,
lost
man. But that
everybody.
leads to the
Hey,
contest.
maybe I can recount a couple of poker hands too.
That
That'll
leads
do
to the
it.
Anyways,
contest. Well, I had
we do
Queen
have
3.
we do
and
have a
he
contest
had
today,
Jack
right?
5-8.
Please.
Yeah.
I'm gonna.
Contest.
You know, I should
Offsuited.
have just downed a slider in one bite instead.
I'm going
I'll
to try
do
a
it
bite
in-
of this lumps.
You know what? I got to take
Um,
it easy on my
this
system.
looks
I'm going
good,
to do it in 3 bites. We're going to start the contest.
Slider should be
This is
one
a
bite
juicy
affair. Oh, look
slider,
at
and
this thing, huh?
you know, this is my perfect construction of a
You think they
slider.
made this
And they
special?
And I
made it
gotta
to
pay
order
Joe
as well, which I
Beja
appreciate.
a compliment because it's got cheese, and I love my perfect burger. It has cheese, pickles, onions, and ketchup. This one has cheese, pickles, and onions, and I put the ketchup on myself. It's actually, even though it's smaller in a slider, I see some nice medium pink inside, and here we go.
Oh, one bite. Wow. With that, we'll.
I'm sure this will make Lisa very
We're
happy.
at 10 palms here at Gulfstream Park. There's blood. Is that blood? No, that's ketchup
Jeez.
on Mayo's napkin. That was
Don't
fantastic.
pass out,
Yeah.
please. Oh my
You know what, Lubie? One of my favorite places
yes,
is
I
Tropical Acres.
I
What a spot,
love
man.
Tropical
Yeah, I mean, you
Acres.
know what? Short of eating an entire T-bone in one bite, I don't think you could do it at Tropical Acres. 'Cause,
No,
they're that good, the steaks and everything. No, the times that you've been there, and Mayo would make a big stink about this on Let's Eat South Florida. This polarized. I see no polarization there whatsoever.
No, there's nothing to be polarized.
Nothing,
The
no.
service is great. The food's great. It has an old school vibe, but again, that's a positive to me because they take care of their customers and they make sure they have daily specials. Their happy hour from 4:30 to 6:30 is fantastic. Talking about sliders, it's the reason why I didn't know you could do or slider to order, because whenever I've gotten sliders before, it's usually well done.
I'm trying to talk in hand signals. I
Yeah.
can finally eat.
These sliders are medium. What are
Remember the
medium?
criticism of the
They made
show.
a medium rare there.
You
They'll do
talking
whatever
with
you
your mouth
want
It's
at
not
Tropical
full.
Acres.
I was
half
able.
half price a bottle of wine
He's doing a
Mondays
good
and
job. He's doing a
Tuesdays.
great job. Let it go.
Tropical Acres. does a fantastic job. This idea that it's polarizing, I don't get it because I'm
because
younger
when you go, look,
and I like the old
Jack
school.
Studiali, he's a big boy. I mean, he's running the place a long time. His father Sam ran it. Now his sons Joe and Jackson. They are old school restaurateurs. They want to make everybody happy. They are masters of hospitality. They also know that you can't please all the people all the time. They're going to try to make things right if something goes wrong. But some people might just not like the vibe of the place or certain things about it. And he says he's very mature about the whole thing. He says, you can't please everybody. We're not for everybody. But if you're one of those people that don't like it, you're out with me. You're dead to me, because Tropical Acres to me is a barometer of if you like classic, solid, good value. I mean, how can anybody complain about that prime rib, the way they prepare it there?
That looks so beautiful. Every picture of it, except a piece of Dixie,
Put
more fire on from the
one way you can get it the wrong way.
And he wanted an aged one, so they happen to have one that was in the fridge from a week ago. No, they would never do that.
They would never do that. But they will give you an end cut well done if that's what you request.
That's what you order.
And then you shouldn't be complaining that it comes out a little well done. The other things that are great there, my favorites include the filet mignon and, of course, the twin lobster special, which you can get tonight, Monday through Friday. $39 gets you 2 Maine lobsters, whole, steamed. It's a great meal. It comes with a salad and a side dish. One of the many reasons to love Tropical Acres. Go there this weekend. They'll be open their usual hours, closed on Sunday. I think they're open for the July 4th holiday. So you can go in there for a little light bite before the fireworks if you want. And as Lubie was saying, we can't beat that half-price wine night and the happy hour. There they have the ground sirloin sliders, 2 of them for $6. It's a great deal at the bar if you're just
Did you ever perform that embarrassing animalistic act?
There was no reason to
at
do
Tropical
that
Acres. I mean, you don't want to lose Jack as a sponsor.
This is right. But they are
Dick
yummy
Steve
enough.
jumped in saying the end cut was a disaster. Yes, Stephen, what we're trying to tell you, every end cut will always be a disaster because it's the end cut. You're not getting medium rare end cut. That's actually the opposite of what an end cut is.
We don't need to argue about
I'm not fighting him.
Dixie on the show.
He's allowed to get it however he wants it. But isn't that the point of end cut? Is that it's going to be cooked well? Isn't that what it is?
I always play to a house's strengths, and I try to
Well, you were a little over the top.
No, but I'm not even mad. I'm literally asking, as the grandson of a butcher, the end cut is reserved for people who like it more well done, right? Isn't that what
my mother would order the end cut?
Is?
It's a bone-in end cut, but they don't have the bone-in prime rib.
Yeah, they don't.
Acres.
That's what I'm saying.
That's one of the things where you kind of adjust as you.
Yeah, I get what he's used to, but I'm just saying, if you go get prime rib, most of it is rare. That's the whole point of getting prime rib. The outside
medium rare
as well.
I love the medium rare, and I love that kind of nice seasoning around the edges, and then you get that little on a ribeye. It's called the spinalis. It's like that little edge that has that flavorful fat. It's gorgeous stuff. All right.
The message is go to Tropical Acres. It's a great place.
Well, yes. I love it.
They do a great job.
And they do a great job. And
the only thing that would make it better for you is if they had poker tournaments there with a bunch of old blue hairs playing, and you could take their money like you do at the Dania Highlight poker tables there. That's fantastic.
2500 Griffin Road. That's the place you find them. It's right just west of the airport, 995. Let's take a break, and we'll do the first contest clues.
People come here for a reason at Gulfstream Park, and that is to win Mike Mayo. And you have a contest where they can win lunch for 2 here, a Sunday brunch for 2. I don't think you can beat it.
I've got a good one this week.
Oh,
maybe. Good. I don't know. I always say that every week, and then you say,
Who's heard of that place? A British joint. What was that?
Everything but the
Blue
British
Anchor or whatever. That was
well known.
All right. Back with more in a moment here on Mike Mayo's Lunchbox.
It's Mayo for Gilbert's 17th Street Grill. You know me. I love family-run places with quality food at fair prices, served with passion and pride. And that's why I love Gilbert's. For more than a decade, Lenore, Beth, and Richie Gilbert have been serving up the best burgers, wings, ribs, salads, and desserts. It's a fast casual spot. Everything prepared fresh to order from an immaculate open kitchen. They're at 1821 Cordova Road in Fort Lauderdale in the Cordova Shops just south of 17th Street. Open every day but Sunday. One of my favorite burgers in South Florida. Big, round, juicy pucks of 100% Angus beef, char grilled to perfection. And don't miss the sweet potato fries on the side. They're legendary. Go to Gilbert's, feast, and be happy. Tell them the Lunchbox sent you. When I'm looking for some wicked good food for a wicked good lunch, there's only one place to go. That's Wicked Cheesesteaks in Fort Lauderdale. It's at 4824 North Federal Highway, just south of Commercial Boulevard and across from Holy Cross Hospital. My friend Brian there, he will hook you up with some really tasty treats. They've got cheesesteaks, just like the best you can find in Philly, along with lobster rolls, because that's where he's from, Maine originally. And they have wings and pizza and everything you want to have a really good time. Wicked Cheesesteaks. They're open every day but Tuesday. Go in there on a Wednesday. They got buy one, get one on cheesesteaks from 5 to 8 p.m. Check them out online, wickedcheesesteaks.com. Tell them the Lunchbox sent you. If you're looking for a great place for steaks, seafood, and more, go to Tropical Acres Steakhouse and Butcher Shop. It's at 2500 Griffin Road in Dania, just west of I-95 in the airport. They've been there a long time, since 1949. That means they're doing something right. You'll get old school hospitality from the Studiali family, along with great value, tremendous service. Of course, you could also go into the bar for happy hour every day, 4 to 6. The early bird special runs from 4:30 to 5:30, and they have great value all night long. Also, a butcher shop that's open every day from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. except Sunday. The dining room is open every day at 4:30 except Sunday. Go to Tropical Acres. Tell them the Lunchbox sent you. Mayo here for Delaware Chicken Farm and Seafood Market. Since 1951, family owned for over 70 years, the home of freshness. I've been a customer for over 3 decades, and it's the place to go for poultry, steaks, meats, and of course, their unbelievable selection of fish and seafood. They've got it all. Key West pink shrimp, grouper, snapper, lobster, and of course, Florida stone crab claws of all sizes. Don't forget their famous fish dip and a full selection of prepared foods. It's located at 4191 North State Road 7 in Hollywood, just across from the Seminole Classic Casino. Owner Doug Carter and crew will take great care of you. Make sure to check out their weekly specials and daily catch online at DelawareChicken.com. Quality, value, freshness, that's the Delaware way. Tell them Mike Mayo and the Lunchbox sent you. Do you like pizza? Who doesn't like pizza? Well, my spot for pizza is the Pizza Spot. It's in that little bit hard to find Riverside Park neighborhood of Fort Lauderdale, but it's totally easy to love. It's at 601 Southwest 12th Avenue, New Haven style, a pizza from Wade and Reese. It's a lovely outdoor spot. You could also pick up pies to go at 754-779-7788, 754-779-7788. Again, they're open every day but Monday for lunch and dinner. Some of the best pizza I've ever had. Go to Pizza Spot. They also have subs, salads, and more. Tell them the Gambling Gourmet sent you. If you like seafood in a comfortable setting, outdoors, even keel fish shack at the corner of A1A and Commercial Boulevard in Lauderdale by the Sea, that's my spot. It's upscale food in a down-home setting. The chef owners, Dave and Brad, do a terrific job with all the seafood classics that you want. They have the best grilled oysters in town, bang bang shrimp, lobster rolls, and deli fish specials. They also have weekend brunch Saturday and Sunday. They have deli happy hour 4 to 7, and they also have other weekly specials like mussels on Monday and oysters on Tuesday. Go to Even Keel Fish Shack and tell them that the Lunchbox sent you.
Oh, we're back. And boy, you got me at the wrong time, Lubie.
It's always the wrong time. I told you we're coming back.
Well, I'm
30 seconds, Mayo.
Yeah, that's on you.
having my French
Goes
dip.
right to the trough.
French dip is delicious here. And
This
I gotta
lobster
give
roll is dynamite.
I
too.
gotta give Joe
Beja,
Beja,
once
the
again.
director of hospitality, who usually shows up later in the show. But you know, this is some really nice
It's
French
nice
dip
beef,
with the
yep.
au jus to dip in. But you know what puts it right over the edge? And you know that they're raising the game culinarily here. They got this arugula on
Yep.
top. And
You love that, man.
anytime you put a little arugula,
You
I
just
like
like
arugula.
saying arugula.
I really enjoy arugula. So there's a
Before we-
debate going on about you eating like a slob.
That was a Frank Kelly
there's no
bit.
debate. It's disgusting. I
Yeah.
mean, but it's part of the
There's
show.
some people, because I jumped in and I said, look, it's like a carnival act. Like everyone loves watching a carnival act. And that's Mayo's this sophisticated guy.
Who's
and
the
that's
young
his
lady that
zany-
properly called him out on this?
There was a Lisa, and there's another Lisa on our chat
there
here.
was somebody who's
Dueling
Andrew
Lisas.
Zimmern's cousin that is local and is on the Let's Eat group. And,
All right.
You know, again, she was trying to give constructive notes, but I think what we found.
Constructive.
Well, but you don't do it the whole show.
We've been
You do
doing
it
this
here and
video
there.
streaming component of the Lunchbox now. It's 1 full year of the.
At
We
all?
started off
I
as
thought it was,
audio only,
yeah.
and when it was on the terrestrial
People didn't
radio,
really get the show.
They-
Didn't make sense
We
to
had
me.
2 listeners. It was unbelievable.
this is
talking
food is it's a visual thing. You got to see the food. You got to see the food being consumed.
And it's the lunchbox, so we should be having lunch.
Yeah. Yes. So I'm having lunch, and I apologize if it's off-putting to some people.
Well,
Some
I mean,
people
I
find
don't
it
know
amusing.
that off-putting is a strong enough term
It
to
actually might not be
characterize what's
strong
going
enough.
on the show here.
But look,
I mean, outright
they-
disgusting would be
every year the
That's the word that they're
ESPN or
using is
somebody
disgusting.
broadcasts the Nathan's hot dog eating contest on
ESPN?
July 4th, and tell me that's not
Think
the
about
That
most
it.
grosses
It's
me
on
out.
the
That's
same
what grosses me
level
out.
as the NFL Monday
that
Night
grosses me-
Football,
yeah, that
the
grosses me
hot
out.
dog eating contest.
But that's
is
the
on
most
ESPN.
disgusting display of eating you'll ever see.
Oh,
They're
100%.
dunking
But it's
bread
designed
in
to be that
fruit
way.
punch. They're jamming hot
It's
dogs
designed to be
seconds
that
at
way.
a
That's the
time.
difference.
They're chewing it like chipmunks, like I just did with my slider, and that goes on for a full
I guess that's
10
true.
minutes.
People come here for sophisticated mayo,
Yeah.
and then they get thrown a curveball. People go there for the
They,
slop.
they want the disgusting.
And there's
It's a different group.
regurgitation at the end. Sometimes they
They
puke,
have an
and
announcer
they're
that's like Michael
disqualified.
Buffer there. The guy's
I
great.
haven't puked yet.
Oh, thank God.
We
I love
need
the
to
word
bring
yet.
that carnival guy on that does the hot dog eating contest.
Yeah, yeah.
He's brilliant, by the way.
Hey, quick question,
And
and
have him announce this
rest
stuff
in
and
peace
do
to
it.
one of my favorite
Did
comedic
that
actors,
happen?
Alan Arkin.
That
Rest
sucks.
in
Yeah,
peace.
he
Did
should.
anybody
I love
have
Alan
him
Arkin.
in the Deadpool?
Deadpool, you know what? I haven't been in the Deadpool lately.
Our friend
Oh.
Julian asked that
Yeah,
question.
It became geographically prohibitive.
And
To do the Deadpool.
I always remember. Obviously,
I
he's in a
love
lot
Alan
of great movies, but my favorite
Arkin
role
was great.
might have been with Peter Falk in The In-Laws, where he plays the mild-mannered dentist whose daughter is getting married to Peter Falk's son, and Peter Falk is a CIA agent, and they get on this wild foreign adventure and serpentine Shelley, where they are dodging the bullets of some would-be enemies, and they have to run around in a serpentine back and forth to avoid the bullets. Anyway, rest in peace.
Not
Alan
familiar
Arkin.
with that scene, but
You never saw that movie? The In-Laws is one of the classics.
I don't
may
know that
have,
much.
I
All
don't
right.
remember.
Well, sorry you didn't see that one.
Well, I mean, it sounds great. I'm sure. I wish I could have had the proper reaction because
Peter
I'm sure
Falk
it
was
was
great.
a great
The
analogy.
two
I
of
love
them
Falk,
together
yeah.
was
As Columbo.
it was comedy gold. The two of those.
Yeah. Just one more question, Mrs. McGillicuddy, if you don't
Yeah.
mind.
Oh, that
I
was
mean,
me.
I'm sorry to trouble you for your time, but
that was me as a reporter. A lot of people,
when did you
editors.
shoot the guy between the eyeballs with that 45 caliber weapon that you had?
When I was a city side and sports reporter, a couple of the editors said they called me Columbo.
You would be
because
that way.
I
yeah.
looked like Peter Falk, short and kind of and I would scratch my head. I just said,
well, one more
just one
question,
more
Mr.
thing.
Heisinger.
when you got the $10,000 stuffed in the paper bag,
Yeah.
did you consider that it might be a
One more question, Mr. Rothstein. That money that you're using to fund all these restaurants, could it have been acquired in any manner
one more.
by illegal means?
Oh, we go. Oh, we got soup for Defo.
Oh, yeah. Oh, nice,
Soup
man.
for
How-
Defo.
how
Yeah,
do you
just the
beat
soup.
that?
I don't know about that
What
other
else
stuff.
is coming here?
That's
My
not
God.
ours.
That must be Steve's. Yeah. Oh,
That's this
over
gentleman
That's
over
that
here.
gentleman.
Yeah.
Yep. All right. I guess it's contest time.
Yes,
Yeah,
yeah, we
well,
started
let's
yet.
get
We're
into
like
it.
30 minutes
Are
in.
you guys ready?
Your
let's
napkin's
go.
on the floor. By
That's
the way.
okay.
Just
It
leave it
usually
there.
ends up that way. I
You
need,
didn't blow your nose
I
in
need a
this thing,
cut
did
man
you?
and a towel
It
man.
is a mess. It looks like your child's played after the show.
It always happens.
Yeah.
So, do you want to explain the contest or shall I?
No, you do a better job of it than I
Okay.
do. I'm not good.
Well,
at
it's time for this week's Lunchbox Gulfstream 10 Palms Sunday Brunch Giveaway. All you got to do is email the answer to this week's restaurant trivia questions along with your horse selection for this week's contest race, which is Saturday's 10th race on the Gulfstream card. It's only an 8-horse field. So it's going to be the numbers 1 through 8. You give me a number 1 through 8. You give me the answer to the clues that I'm going to be giving in a moment. And you send that to MikeMayoEats@gmail.com by noon tomorrow, July 1st. Can you believe it? It's already July.
Isn't
It's
that crazy?
incredible to me. Yeah, half a year over.
Half the year is done. And if more than one entrant sends the correct answer and the winning horse, there'll be a tiebreaker drawing. Last week, that wasn't necessary because our
Who
winner,
hit that bomb?
Ginny,
Yeah,
Virginia
that was beautiful.
Goodfellow, was the only one to hit a 28-1 shot. And I have a good story about that. It was Dan Hertak that was the owner and trainer of this longest shot in a 7-horse field, 28-1. You know, I mentioned, I think earlier this week, Will Munday, who had Mundy's restaurant in Hollywood and Dania Beach for the last 30 years. He sold recently. He's retired. He plays golf every day. and like 3 times a week with Dan.
Hertak's a big golfer.
Dan Hertak.
Yeah.
He plays with
He's
Dan
good, too.
Hertak out at Hollywood Beach Resort Golf Club, an old course in East Hollywood.
Yeah.
I said, "Oh, like Will's into the horses." I said, "Did you have that 28-1 shot?" He goes, "No, I didn't even know about it." He goes, "I can't believe he
got
cold watered
stiffed by
everybody."
Hertak,
Yeah, he didn't.
Wow.
He didn't tell anybody about that one.
He's sly like that, Hertak. I've known him the 40 some odd years I've been here in South Florida. I met him like when I first came here. I was doing some horse racing shows, and we did a lot of features and interviews. And Hertak was a prominent trainer then, and he'll
can be
pull one
cagey.
over like that. Yeah,
Especially when he's
and
the
you
owner.
come back and say, "Hey, Danny, how come you never mentioned this horse?"
Anytime you have those owner trainers that are one and the same, you always got to keep an eye out for.
And you see Herdy
sometimes-
at the window sending it
Yeah,
in too.
yeah.
No doubt.
So that was last week. This week we've got the. It's going to be the $100,000 Smile Sprint Stakes, a field of 8 scheduled to go 6
Remember the
furlongs.
racehorse Smile?
Yeah, I did.
Okay,
I
yeah.
bet him a couple of times.
Stallion Stakes.
But he field of 8 scheduled to go 6 furlongs on the main track. Post time scheduled for 5:30 p.m. And again, it teaches a lesson. Don't just be a chalk eating pig. Don't be afraid to go for the fences with a bomber. And that tomorrow's field is pretty well evenly matched. I think the favorite is listed at maybe 2-1, 5-2. There's a horse I like, Big and Classy, the number 8 horse for Bobby DeBona, listed at 6-1 in the morning
How about
line.
that?
That's my pick, is the number 8 horse, Big and Classy. But there's a couple of other ones in there. You can look it up online at equibase.com for all your entries. And again, if there is more than one entrant that has the winning horse and winning answers, there'll be a drawing, but it's not going to be on Monday because there ain't no Monday show. It's not going to be
No
on
Monday
Tuesday because there ain't no Tuesday show. It's July 4th. We're taking a long weekend for the holiday. There will be a show on Wednesday without Defo. He'll be plunging
We'll have
his
to
guts
celebrate his
out.
birthday when he gets back. His birthday was so far away from today, I didn't even associate it. So when he gets back, we'll
chime
do a
in.
little
But
bit of
on
celebration.
his
for
actual
the
birthday,
fan.
we're going to be down at Our Better's Hot Dogs doing our
Oh,
own
nice.
version of the hot dog
Yes,
contest.
Lisa, of all Lisas, don't watch that show.
No,
I'm
we
telling you
want
right
everybody
now-
to watch every moment.
You have to
turn
redeem
away
yourself.
if it becomes too much. Like
This is going to
some
be a
scenes,
bunch of us eating like
This clam chowder is
some
great, by the way.
scenes of
I love
extreme violence in
Would
the
you-
movies,
would
I
you like
turn
a
away.
taste?
No, don't
I
do
don't
that
want
again.
anything. Not touching your bowl this week.
We
I'm
want
not
you to watch.
sipping your
I'm just
soup.
then we'll need a warning because we're
All
doing a
right.
hot dog eating contest that day. So
And on Wednesday, in addition to the hot dog eating contest, we're going to do a tiebreaker for the Gulfstream
Yeah,
contest.
yeah. If there
it
is,
comes
if
to
there is.
that. So remember,
All right.
no shows Monday and Tuesday. Enjoy the long weekend. All right, that was
So
a
what's the
long
hint?
warm up.
We haven't
Here
done
we
the
go
freaking
for
hints.
this week's
Do we have any
restaurant.
time left for the contest?
That's it for today's show. Goodbye,
I'm
everybody.
saying, I got to get a bet in a film. Come on.
Oh, you could do what you need to do. I'm
Yeah.
here. For this week's restaurant, we mark the upcoming July 4th holiday with a national chain that specializes in an all-American classic barbecue. And when I say chain, it's kind of a smallish chain. I think there's only about 60 or 70 locations in 20 states. But okay, this barbecue restaurant was founded in Maryland and now has locations throughout the U.S. and Florida, including local spots in Davie, Weston, and Boynton Beach. And at this
Weston and Boynton Beach.
Yeah.
Okay, you threw me off.
Davie.
All right.
Davie is the one that was the first location that I've been to numerous times, and I
So
like
there
it.
is
It's a barbecue
Davie.
joint.
And it's a
Okay.
barbecue joint.
Barbecue
I've already
Davie.
said barbecue, all
All right.
American classic.
All right.
And at this place, pork and patriotism is dished out daily because all stores of this chain come to a halt at noon every day for the playing and the singing of the national anthem.
No, I have no idea. Okay, good for you.
You got it?
No, I don't know. I have no idea.
Yeah,
I
you
said
threw
good
me
for
way
him.
off, man.
All right.
I've never been to a place
That's
where
one
they
of the
just play
claims to
anthem
fame. If
outside
you
of
are there
here.
on the lunch rush and you're in line like at noon,
Oh, we got to stand up?
everything stops. Your hats come off,
Yeah.
hands over the hearts, and
Have
they
you
will
been to this
stop.
place when that happened?
Yes.
Yeah.
I wrote a feature about it when I was the food writer at the Sun Sentinel back in 2016.
I used to feel if you were at the track before the playing of the national anthem that there was something wrong with you.
Well, we were there.
Oh,
That was us
we were here
today.
We're here every
It was
week.
us
And
every
I'm
week.
loving it. So,
And I stood up. And I had
Reputed,
my
yeah.
hands over my heart.
yeah.
But this is happening at all the
Okay.
locations of this barbecue restaurant.
This is
That's
hint one.
clue number one.
Yeah, let's do
Number
hint
two. The chain's first store opened on September 11th, 2011, the 10-year anniversary
Oh, wow.
of the terrorist attacks on New York's World Trade
16
Center and the
said
Pentagon.
Bobby Rubino.
No, it's not completely. Okay. And the slogan of this chain is to proudly serve those who serve.
Nice.
Its stores are decorated with police, firefighter, and military badges and
You sure they
uniforms.
have that many locations?
Yes.
I feel like I
never
know
heard
the
of this
place.
place.
If you're
Okay.
thinking Davy.
Can I get the clues out?
Mhm.
Get him
Its
out.
stores
Don't
are
get
decorated-
impatient there. He gets agitated when he starts to eat too much.
He-
This
he-
guy.
he does.
Unbelievable.
I was just doing this to annoy
does,
you.
of course he is. Just keep going. You have to fight
Just
through
keep
it.
going.
You have to
Going.
fight through it.
I am going to fight. Its stores are decorated with police, firefighter, and military badges and uniforms, and its catering trucks resemble military convoy vehicles.
I'm
Okay.
totally lost.
Totally.
I think I have a guess, but I'm not sure. Lisa thinks she
I have
knows.
no
You know
idea.
me. In the third clue, I always throw in the
Oh,
obvious
yeah.
two-putt.
Automatic,
Give me
This better be a
hints.
beauty, man.
Do you want? Should I do it now?
No. Wait,
Well, we can go to a break and come
Because you
back
got to
and do
tell
it.
us about other places
I'm hoping
the
Joe
kind
will
of
come.
quality and distinction to be a part of the show.
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
like Delaware.
Yeah,
seafood
where we
and
were last
chicken.
There you go.
Thursday.
Let's
And
talk about that.
That's one of our favorite places, one of our newer sponsors, and
They've
again,
been around now
for
for,
the-
some time now.
oh
That's
well,
great.
they
yeah.
started in the
The
50s.
time flies. No,
with-
I don't mean in terms of existence
Oh yeah,
on
yeah,
the show.
sure. Oh yeah.
Yeah,
No,
we're
we've
just for a
been
little
there
bit now.
4
We're
times
really
already.
happy.
Oh yeah, it's true. Time does fly when you're having fun, and this weekend,
Eating great seafood and
particularly,
chicken
you're
and
going to
beef.
want to get out to Delaware Chicken Farm and Seafood Market. They've been around since the 1950s in the current location since the early 60s, and that would be at 4191 North State Road 7 in Hollywood, just across from the old classic Seminole Bingo Casino. It's just south of Sterling Road. There's a big chicken on the roof, and it's the place to go for the freshest and quality steaks, seafood, fish, things like shrimp,
I'm
crabs,
telling you, the
crab
dips
cakes.
right now with the heat out, a nice dip with
Oh,
like
the
some
fish dips
or
the
whatever would be
salmon
amazing.
dips, and of course they have things like the sausages of all varieties: pork sausage, chicken, turkey sausage. They have the chicken wings, chicken thighs, anything you want to throw on a grill for your own barbecue. It's all there. They have the Wagyu and the Kobe beef
hot
hot
dogs, yeah.
dogs, the
Oof.
brisket blend burgers, skirt steaks, ribeye steaks, all the different pork chops and pork tenderloins, whatever you want to please anybody who's going to come to your cookouts, whether it's Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday.
Yeah.
You can get it at Delaware. Go there. Go to DelawareChicken.com for the daily offerings, weekly specials. They are going to be closed on the 4th of July itself, but they're going to be open all weekend long for you to pick up the freshest meats, poultry, and seafood. Go there. Tell them the lunchbox.
So I think Dixon doesn't understand how it works because he's just guessing blindly,
Okay,
repeatedly.
we don't. No spoilers. You got to send it to Mike
Is he
Mayo
even close?
Eats.
Is he close?
I-
Number 1 through
I
8.
don't know, but I just want to put that out there because he
Number
may hit
1
on
through
it.
8 in tomorrow's. It's the what
Did you go
race
over-
is it?
Did you go over
10th
the rules
race.
again?
And the man
No,
himself is
I'm not-
standing by, Mr. Joe Beja.
Joe
So
Beja.
we'll,
Oh, Joe's here.
we'll take a
Looking
break
dapper
and
as
we'll
always.
get
We're
him
going to come
set
back
up.
with Joe
Even
Beja
all
in a moment.
And
buttoned
the
up.
real star of the show
Yeah.
will be next with us, Mr. Joe Beja.
Joe Beja.
Here at
Joe
Gulfstream
Beja.
Park.
Beach Cafe. It's a South Florida landmark, and it's one happy restaurant right on the water. Tables literally on the beach. A place where you could dip your toes in the sand, kick back, relax with island vibes, tropical drinks, and live music daily. You know it. It's at One Commercial Boulevard in Lauderdale by the Sea. And of course, it has Chef Chris Nealon and his famed Caribbean Floridian cuisine. With a huge menu with something for everyone: seafood, raw bar, conch fritters, burgers, sandwiches, salads, daily specials, and of course, that famous Bimini bread. They've got a great staff that'll take great care of you. There's something to celebrate every day. Open 7 days until late. Parking available on site. Happy hour weekdays 4 to 7 p.m. Go check out more at ArubaBeachCafe.com. Better yet, go in there yourself at Aruba Beach Cafe. Good food, drinks, friends, and laughter are always the catch of the day. When people come to me and say, Mike, where should I go out to eat? I got guests coming from out of town. Where should we go? Cafe Seville. That's the answer. 2768 East Oakland Park Boulevard. It's a Fort Lauderdale perennial, serving the finest in Spanish and continental cuisine in a cozy, friendly, comfortable setting. Joey Esposito and Sally, his better half, they've been running the place for a long time. It's been open since the 1980s. They got great Spanish classics like paella, shrimp with garlic sauce, and all kinds of great seafood dishes. The stuffed veal chop, oh, that's my favorite. Go to Cafe Seville. It's open every day but Sunday at 5 p.m. for dinner. Tell them that the Lunchbox Mayo and Defo sent you. Do you like burgers? Do you like wings? Do
You like late night food and sports on big screen TVs and cold beer and friendly vibe and great people, then you want to check out Shenanigans, 1300 South Federal Highway in Dania Beach. Go to Shenanigans, you get yourself all the good stuff, the fresh fish every day, the black and grilled wings, and of course, the kitchens are open late. Go there, tell them that the Lunchbox, Mayo, and Defo sent you. All right, we're back here on the Lunchbox. We're kicking off Defo's birthday week extravaganza, and we're now joined, as usual, every Friday, Joe Beja, the director of hospitality here at Gulfstream Park, and he really is the king of hospitality. We have absolutely no complaints. We had some sliders today, delicious. French dip, delicious. Defo is being good and avoiding the carbs, but picking the guts out of a lobster roll. He's got his chowder.
Thank you.
We're all very pleased. Job well done, as usual, Joe B. How are you this week?
I am great. I'm very good.
And you're getting ready for a little getaway as well, right?
I am taking a rare opportunity. We are actually not doing a July 4th celebration this year. No fireworks. It's kind of upsetting the horses, I think, after many years. And we figured with it being on a Tuesday, we were just going to take this year off.
Okay.
So a very rare July 4th opportunity to take off. So
Nice.
I am literally taking off for a week.
And you're going to be doing like a little barbecue trail trip, right? You're going to Tennessee. You're going to do Memphis and
Doing
Nashville.
a multi-generational road trip, mom
Nice.
and daughter, and she wants to go to Graceland. So we're just driving up and doing Memphis, Nashville, Pigeon Forge, and then heading back down through Savannah on the way down.
Nice. Well, Memphis, the home of one of my favorite dry rub barbecue joints, the Rendezvous, world famous. Have you been there before?
Never.
Oh, well.
No. Very excited.
It's one of those places been around for a while for a reason. So I would definitely recommend getting a full rack of the dry rub baby backs.
Beale Street in the Blues. You have
Beale
to check
Street
that
and the
out, too.
Blues.
Yeah.
And then you go to Nashville and you go to whatever that street is where all the bachelorettes are riding up and down in carts, getting drunk out of their skulls and singing and dancing. Nashville, a great food town, too.
It is.
I mean,
It is. I actually booked a reservation at a place called Skull's Rainbow Room that used to be a prohibition joint back in the 20s or so. You go down the stairs.
Sounds like
and-
a place one of my friends owned.
Yeah, right? I know. The name kind of threw me off, too.
Kneecaps.
Yeah, the name threw me off, but I mean, it got great ratings and great reviews and so forth. I'm looking
That's
forward to
good.
that, and
There's-
I'm a big fan of buildings that get repurposed. So I'm staying at a converted railroad station into a boutique hotel.
Nice.
So
Yeah, no, I've got good buddies
Excited.
in Nashville that have been there for a while. I've been up there a few times. The Nashville, the meat and three places are a classic, kind of just like regular diners,
Yeah.
but they have lunch plates of like a meat with 3 side dishes that are
Huh.
always good. And then, of course, there's a hot chicken, and there's the big name brand ones are there, but there's one little place on the east side of town called Bolton's. And Anthony Bourdain went there. Bolton's Chicken and Fish. That's the real deal. It's some hot stuff. So that's a good place to go. A lot of great things that you're having to look forward to. And it ties in perfectly because our contest clues this week are about a barbecue chain. And I'm going to go over quickly the.
I'm lost on this, Joe.
all right.
So
Maybe you'll know it. And again, I'll go over the clues real quick. Again, if you know the answers and pick the horse in tomorrow's feature race, the Smile Sprint Stakes, numbers 1 through 8, send it to MikeMayoEats@gmail.com by noon tomorrow, July 1st. The first clue was it's a barbecue chain that was founded in Maryland and that has locations throughout the U.S. and Florida, including
is
local
that what you got?
I already got
spots in Davie, Weston, and Boynton Beach. And it's a place where pork and patriotism is dished out daily because all stores come to a halt at noon every day for the playing of the national anthem. You know it? You've been there? You've seen it?
I've been there.
He's already got
Okay.
I
it.
got turned
You had
on
him
to
at
it.
a
I
low.
got turned on into Baltimore because
Yeah.
I go to Laurel Park and work there, and
Okay.
there's one right down the road there in Laurel Park.
Well, then I'm glad you know it because these two guys were looking
clue.
like,
Zero.
they just were blank looks. All right, the chain's first store opened on September 11, 2011, the 10-year anniversary of the horrific terrorist attacks on New York and D.C. And its slogan is to proudly serve those who serve. Its stores are decorated with police, firefighter, and military and first responder uniforms and badges, and its catering trucks resemble military convoy vehicles. Okay.
True.
All right.
Yep.
Well,
And
clue number
finally, the last clue, which contains the patented Mayo gimme hint.
3. Okay.
The restaurants have a full array of the usual barbecue meats and sides and an impressive array of regional sauces, including Alabama white, Carolina vinegar, and the Maryland BBQ sauce, which has Old Bay in the sauce.
Mhm.
Excellent stuff.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, you won't be able to get any of these items this Tuesday on the 4th of July because Independence is one of 8 annual holidays when the stores are closed. And if you try to get your queue there on those holidays, it'll be blank impossible.
Oh, jeez. All right.
I mean, that's the giveaway right there.
I
Oh, my
sometimes
God,
make
that's
it
the
too
giveaway
easy.
right there.
All right, good luck.
Well,
Have a
what's,
safe
how many
4th.
horses in the race?
8 horses.
Yeah, but
I guess that was too easy.
I mean, they always have great specials for all those that serve, and we're grateful for them.
Yeah, they
everyone
do.
that has served and all the first
Discounts,
responders. And
promotions,
spaces, the first spaces right in front of the front door are always reserved for veterans and so forth. And I mean, I know there are a lot of people out there that always have a bad feeling about chains, whatever, but this is
They do a nice job.
They do a nice job.
I've been to the one
They
in
really
Davie
do.
several times. Actually, the one in Davie catered one of my Super Bowl parties. Everything, the way they boxed it up, bagged it up, it was great. They did a really nice job. So it gets the Gambling Gourmet seal of approval. All right, Joe, what's happening here at Gulfstream in the next couple of weeks? You got the food event at the end of July, right?
So July 29th will be our summer series of the Taste at the Track. So we're going to kick that off with Burgers and Brews. Chef did a great menu for that. Everything. We're going to have an elk burger, bison burger, of course, traditional slider burgers, pulled pork. There'll be a black bean vegan burger as well for the vegans that will be coming that day. All the usual sides that will go with burgers will be at a station. We're going to have about 12 craft beers that'll be featured here all around the Broward and Miami area. I've reached out to quite a few of them already. I'll have confirmations by the time I get back from vacation.
Justice Kavanaugh once said, I like beer, so I'll be there for that.
So it's a great one. It's our first one. And then 4 weeks later will be tacos and tequila. And then another 4 weeks later will be bourbon and barbecue. And that wraps up our summer series. You can actually buy all 3 on our website right now, Gulfstreampark.com.
At a discount.
At a discount. So if you buy all 3 at once, tickets are $50 each time, but you'll get 20% off if you buy them in a bundle.
Do the calculation
all right,
quickly.
yeah, this
That's
we were
30
talking
bucks
about
off,
because some people on Let's Eat are struggling with automatic tips or I mean guides being wrong. 20% of $150. Let me see, carry the. It'll be $30 off. $120 gets you a pack.
That's a
packet
season ticket,
of all 3 tickets.
Correct.
3 events.
$40 a ticket, man. Unbelievable.
I think that sounds like a deal. Too good to pass up.
All right, Joe B. We'll be hitting you up for
No, it's great.
some freebies
It's great.
on that.
I
I'm sure as reasonable
usually
as it's priced.
the burgers and brews is very popular, obviously.
Yeah.
But when you get to the tacos and tequila, it really hits
People
full
love
stride in the
tacos.
bourbons. Yeah.
I mean, I'm not the world's biggest taco fan, but when you give a taco event with all the different varieties, I'm there also. So it sounds like a great summer coming up of action. And again, 10 Palms open every racing day. These days, that's Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Sunday has the brunch buffet going for $50 per person, including mimosa. But if you win the contest, you and a guest come gratis, complimentary, including your mimosa, tax, and tip. Of course, you stay free to stay all day and, bet through the windows and have a couple more drinks at the bar. There'll be a separate tab for that. But all our contest winners seem to be very pleased. Nobody coming out this Sunday. I guess the holiday weekend is keeping people, they're going out on the road and doing all kinds of things. But we're here today, and guys doing a bang-up job as usual. Thanks,
Beautiful
Joe.
food, yeah.
Enjoy your little vacation, the trip.
Appreciate it. Yeah.
Eat well, my friend, and
I
enjoy
plan
the
on it.
time with family. That's truly a blessing.
Sounds good.
Do we have any more breaks?
Yeah, we're
do.
coming back.
Let me do one little thing for our friends at Casa Calabria.
There you go.
They're coming on board as our newest sponsors, and we're going to be enjoying the occasion tonight with a little dinner with our friend Frank Tallarico, who's the owner of Casa Calabria, along with the Ocean Manor Resort, where it's located at, was it
4040 Gulf Ocean Drive.
There you go.
Ocean Manor Hotel.
He knows the address right up there on the mile, Fort Lauderdale Beach. It's beautiful up there. Soulful Italian food from the southern Calabrian region of Italy, overlooking the ocean. You can't beat that deal. We're going to be there tonight enjoying some of their specialties, including the pillowy gnocchi made from ricotta, really light as a feather in various sauces. Of course, they have all the usual typical array of pastas and meats and cheeses. Casa Calabria, the place to go for upscale Italian food and a down-home soulful setting. You'll love it there. I do. And you'll see us there tonight if you come on out. There's entertainment on the weekends, along with all kinds of great atmosphere. So, Casa Calabria, welcome aboard. Tell them the Lunchbox sent you.
And let Lubie have his meatballs when he gets started there. All right, Joe, always a pleasure.
Great to see you
we'll
all.
wrap up today's edition of Mike Mayo's Lunchbox from 10 Palms Restaurant here at Gulfstream Park in a moment.
Beach Cafe. It's a South Florida landmark, and it's one happy restaurant right on the water. Tables literally on the beach. A place where you could dip your toes in the sand, kick back, relax with island vibes, tropical drinks, and live music daily. You know it. It's at One Commercial Boulevard in Lauderdale by the Sea. And of course, it has Chef Chris Nealon and his famed Caribbean Floridian cuisine. The huge menu with something for everyone. Seafood, raw bar, conch fritters, burgers, sandwiches, salads, daily specials, and of course, that famous Bimini bread. They've got a great staff that'll take great care of you. There's something to celebrate every day, open 7 days until late, parking available on site, happy hour weekdays 4 to 7 p.m. Go check out more at arubabeachcafe.com. Better yet, go in there yourself at Aruba Beach Cafe. Good food, drinks, friends, and laughter are always the catch of the day.
When people come to me and say, Mike, where should I go out to eat? I got guests coming from out of town. Where should we go? Cafe Seville. That's the answer. 2768 East Oakland Park Boulevard. It's a Fort Lauderdale perennial, serving the finest in Spanish and continental cuisine in a cozy, friendly, comfortable setting. Joey Esposito and Sally, his better half, they've been running the place for a long time. It's been open since the 1980s. They got great Spanish classics like paella, shrimp with garlic sauce, and all kinds of great seafood dishes. The stuffed veal chop, oh, that's my favorite. Go to Cafe Seville. It's open every day but Sunday at 5 p.m. for dinner. Tell them that the Lunchbox Mayo and Defo sent you. Do you like burgers? Do you like wings? Do you like late night food and sports on big screen TVs and cold beer and friendly vibe and great people? Then you want to check out Shenanigans, 1300 South Federal Highway in Dania Beach. Go to Shenanigans, you get yourself all the good stuff, the fresh fish every day, the black and grilled wings, and of course, the kitchens are open late. Go there, tell them that the Lunchbox Mayo and Defo sent you. Oh, we're back. Defo's eating soup. I am finishing up my French dip, the half of it that I'm eating now. I got to leave some room for tonight's big dinner. And one other thing about speaking of dinner, of course, we talked to Phil and Kate yesterday from the Visit Lauderdale Food Wine Festival, but they're also coordinating the Dine Out Lauderdale event, which is going to be all month long in August. And for both restaurants that want to sign up to participate, it's basically a free marketing program for you guys. So go onto their website. It's at dineoutlauderdale.com or visitlauderdale.com/dineout. And you could get the forms to sign up. And if you're a person that wants to take advantage of some of these great deals in August, just come back and check frequently because they do have a list of about 30 restaurants that are currently signed up. And there's going to be some great deals out there for both full multi-course dinners and some little lunch specials and things at cafes. Jackson's Ice Cream Parlor is going to be putting a special Sunday every, I think they're going to call it the Everything Under the Sunday, like going along with the Everyone Under the Sun motif of the Visit Lauderdale Food and Wine folks and Visit Lauderdale overall. All right. I guess that's it.
Yeah.
We're done. It's a birthday.
Happy birthday,
Week
sir.
is
We'll
here.
celebrate
Holiday,
again.
Defo.
Everybody have a great holiday. Nice, safe
We
July
are going to
4th.
see you again on Wednesday from Arbitter's Hot Dogs in Miami. We'll be in the 305 for a rare remote edition, and we'll be trying to eclipse Joey Chestnut's total, whatever he puts down on Tuesday up in Coney Island. The entire store is going to try to match that in
All
10
right.
minutes.
See if he can do it.
On
What's
Wednesday.
over under 70 something?
It's usually
For
70.
him, yeah, I think he's done his total is like 74 or 75.
It's pretty amazing. Yeah.
That's
I
crazy.
can't even fathom that. I mean, I just stuffed one slider in my mouth in one bite. I can't imagine doing 75 of those.
It is an athletic
in 10
accomplishment.
minutes.
You would have to
That's
say it is a
sickness.
sport.
It's a sickness.
Yeah.
And it's, but I definitely appreciate it. That's it, everybody. Stay safe this holiday weekend. Make sure, again, don't drink and drive. Don't play with lit fireworks. Let the professionals handle all of that. And we'll see everybody again on Wednesday. Until then, enjoy every bowl of soup, every slider, and every French dip sandwich.
All right.